you are part of those who have the mantra, who believe that there is no need saving money in this economy, like I'm talking of Nigerian economy, then fine, you may want to skip this video. But if you're part of people who think that okay, they want to save but they don't know how to go about it, then this video is for you. When I was in final year, in fact before my final year, I'd already started planning, okay, I'm going to save so and so amount of money from my house job money, and in 1 year I'm going to have so and so amount of money, right? So I don't know if it was just me, but I know that my friends and I, we had that conversation, and then it was just cool, you know, knowing that at a certain period of time, this is how much you were going to have in your account, and it felt good. Fast forward to real life. The first month I worked, I didn't even get paid, and I had spent a lot of money relocating and, you know, getting stuff for myself before I could start Housejob. So that one was the first shocker, right? So it left me with the second month salary. The second month salary, I was now like trying to balance myself, you know, buy the things I needed to buy that I didn't get when I started Housejob. And then I realized that this money has finished though. Like even before the end of the month, the money had finished. So I was now asking myself, is this how I'm going to save the money that I want to save? I remember talking to a friend of mine and he was like, just save something, no matter how small. Now, if you are part of those who have the mantra, who believe that there is no need saving money in this economy, like I'm talking of Nigerian economy, then fine, you may want to skip this video. But if you're part of people who think that okay, they want to save but they don't know how to go about it, then this video is for you. Now I'm going to be as frank as I can and as honest as I can. The money you're going to save during Housejob, if you eventually save the money, it will still finish. The money will finish eventually at some point. But then it's not, for me, it wasn't so much about how much I was able to save, as it was about the discipline it's inculcated in me, right? Knowing that at the end of every month I have to live on a certain amount of money, right? So it put me on my toes. I was literally living on a tight budget. And I remember I had a friend I had a conversation with, and she was like, what are you going to save and all of that? And it was very valid, because how much are you earning? Are you not going to eat? Are you not going to work clothes? Will you not, like, you do some basic things, so the money will still finish. But the truth is, even if you don't save the money, the economy is still the way it is. The money will still finish. Your house job period will still come to an end. So at the end of the day, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So that's why I am pro like saving something, no matter how small. There is always a level of confidence you have knowing that you have something somewhere. That is also not the money that will help you replace Elon Musk, but it's still something. And in this video, I'll just be sharing with you practical steps I took and things that I did that helped me save a little money during my house job. So first things first, you have to come to the realization that this money is your own. If you spend it now, if you spend it in the future, it's your own. So you decide for yourself what you want to do for it. There is something called delayed gratification. So you want something now, and there are things you want like on a bigger scale. So you have to decide for yourself, this thing I want now, is it something worth giving up everything for, or can I exercise a little bit more patience, right, and wait till the future? If you are like me, that when there is money in your account, you want to spend that money, you're looking for, you know, what else can I buy? You know, you're looking around, then saving money in your account is not a good idea. There are so many things you can do. I know people who did contributions, like they contributed money and all. You can use a piggy vest account. You can open a fixed deposit. So you're going to be seeing the money on your dashboard, but it's not money that you can access. For you to access, you have to give an order for a certain amount of money to be sent back to your account. You have to liquidate a part of it or all of it, depending on how much of it you want, right? That could also work for you. There are other things you can do. You can decide to buy things in bulk. Like you can decide to invest into business like food storage. At the end of every month, you bring out a certain amount. Maybe invest in a particular grain that is in season, and you know, you just keep stocking up, and when it runs out of season, you can sell them, and then you would even make profits, right? Hoping that nothing happens to your grain, because you know how businesses run. If there are pests or something happens to those things, those grains, you may lose your money. So yes, that's one of the other things you can do. And why is it important to save money? The first thing is that if you don't save money, it means that you're going to use up all the money that you have, right? If you use up all the money that you have, there is no guarantee that you will not still have need in the future, right? The money you're saving is like something to fall back. But if you spend all the money that you have, right, what will happen to you when you're in their need? And if you're somebody who doesn't come from a very wealthy family, it means that part of the money that you're making, you probably have to send some home. You have responsibility. It does not make sense for you not to have a saving, because what it means is that you're going to be dipping hand into the money you have every single month. In fact, sometimes you may even go bankrupt, right? Because people would always be in need. People would always need to get things done, right? So you have to be able to prioritize and say, okay, I brought out this amount of money. If it's 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, whatever amount you feel like you can spare from your salary, you've kept it somewhere. So whatever you're doing is within the confines of that money that you have kept available. So even within that money you kept available, you know a percentage that you cannot go beyond or above, even for yourself, right? Let me use myself for an example. I try to budget. So there are months that I say, okay, these are the things I need to get, right? Now, when they pay me my next salary, I'm going to take money and do those things. Now, sometimes I realize that even before I'm able to do those things, I have more needs. Okay? But because I've already prioritized, I've already said, okay, this is what I want to do, I'm able to hold on or hold back to like do the things that are like on the topmost part of my list. Now, imagine if I did not budget, I did not prioritize, I just do things impulsively. Chances are I'm going to use up all my money in getting the things I want, and the things I want are inexhaustible, right? If you see what is my bucket list right now. So you're always going to have needs, you're always going to have things you want to do. Depending on who you are, your personality, there are likely always going to be things that you're going to need. So what budgeting helps you do is it helps you prioritize. So the more you put up those things, and then sometimes when I put them off, so there are things on my list I know that is in two months time I'm going to buy this thing. By that 2 months time, I'm coming back to my sense. I'm beginning to be more rational. Okay, why do I want to get this instead of getting this? Let me get this. So I'm able to think more long term, and I think it's even more about who you become in the process than about the amount of money you're able to save. Because now, and one of the things I've understood about money and wealth creation and all of those things is not so much about how much you're earning as it is about how much you're spending. So let's say you're earning 1 million and you're spending 1.2 million. You're always going to be in debt. You're always going to be in lack. You're always going to be bankrupt. But let's say you're earning 200,000 and you're spending 100k. You shall know that at the end of every month you have 100k left for you. So what saving does is that it helps you take out that part that you're not going to spend. It helps you take it out, and it helps build a sense of discipline. So you now know that if everybody's going out and they're spending this amount of money, you can't spend that amount of money because you have a budget. Do you get? If you used to ball like every day, you have to now cut down on all those things. Like you literally just know that okay, this is how much you're working with. You're not leaving your budget open-ended. But this is basic for people who want to save. Like if you're a big shot and you don't mind like blowing all your money because more money is going to come, then good and fine. That is, do you understand? That's very okay. But for people who want to save, for someone who wants to have something to fall back on, this is what I think you should do. So you could invest. If you have someone, a trusted person that you want to leave that money with, that's fine. Now you can also open an account in a bank that you tell them that you don't want an ATM card. So you just put the money there, and that money is not accessible to you. Like you can't make transactions with it. So a fixed deposit can also work for you because it's not something that is accessible to you. So you can decide to bring out a certain amount of money every time you get paid, and after a while, when it gets up to the minimum requirements for you to start up a fixed deposit, you can put the money in your fixed deposit and save that money. Then when it's a substantial amount that you want to invest into anything, you can then go on and invest. Now, different banks have different saving platforms. So, depending on the bank you use, you can find out from them which one is available to you. So, there are some that they will ask you what you're saving for, whether it's for your wedding, for your birthday, whatever it is, for your child education. So, then you have a certain amount that is your target. So, depending on how much it is you're trying to save and how long it is. So, let's say you're trying to save 200k and you're trying to save it for 4 months. So it means that every month they're going to take 50k from whatever money that comes into your account. So that can also help you save. Now, things that you have to have in mind when you're saving is that not everybody is on the same budget as yourself. So if you have friends or you have people around you who are big spenders, right? I know that with what you're saving, you cannot spend as much as they're spending. Wisdom is profitable to direct. You know that you can't blow that amount of money that you're blowing out there. So you have to now talk to yourself and say, okay, this outing I'm going to go for, it's required that I spend this amount of money. Do I have this amount of money to spend? Right? If the answer is no, you sit back home. You get, there are always going to be outings in the future. If it's something you feel like this is a once in a while thing that you want to indulge yourself, it's fine. The money is yours. You can spend it whichever way you want. The point I'm trying to make here is that if you don't learn the habit of putting out a certain amount of money at this point, like where you're an entry level, because house job or housemanship is like entry level employee kind of thing. So if you're not able to do that, it may even get harder for you when you start earning more, because just like I mentioned earlier, it's not so much about how much you're earning as it is about how much you're able to save. So it just helps give you a certain level of discipline. So you can invest the money when you if you want to, you can buy stuff for yourself with the money. You can even decide that when this money gets to this amount of money, I want to give it to somebody. Like it's your money, right? But there's just this level of discipline that comes with knowing that okay, I'm putting out a certain amount of money because the economy is still the way it is. Hopefully it doesn't stay this way forever. And if you don't make deliberate efforts to save money, you spend the money, you will still be in need. So when I was doing house job, after housemanship is NYSC. For NYSC, you have to pay for your license, you have to do a lot of things, you have to plan for camp. Even in camp, you're going to spend money and all those things. Even as a copper, you're earning way less than what you earned as a house officer. Right? So if that money that you were earning as a house officer was not enough for you, trust me, the copper money will be like peanuts. It will be way worse for you. So saving up money can also save, like it can also help you augment whatever it is you're going to be making during NYSC. That's one. Two is that it just gives you a sense of security that okay, you have money that is kept somewhere here, that push comes to shove, you shall have money somewhere. The money is your own. You can do with it whatever you want. You can choose to just squander it after house job, right? So I would always advise you as a house officer to save something, no matter how small. Even if you're still going to be getting allowance from home, even though you know that money, like you can never go broke, you can never go bankrupt or whatever it is, just save up money. It gives you a sense of discipline. It helps you become more financially responsible. And, you know, years into the line when you're full blown in your career, when you're earning like way much more, it sets the pace for you to be able to manage your finances at that time. So let me know in the comment section if you want to save money, what your challenges are. Just let me know if you're able to save the money you plan to save as a house officer and what you eventually do with the money. So just let me know. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I post new videos. Take care of yourself and see you in my next video. Bye.